Have you ever wanted to be so good at a certain video game that if you decided to do a speedrun of said game, you would end at the top of the leaderboard as the fastest player? No? Well, me neither. But I will say that speedrunning in video games is a form of gaming that I have always wanted to try out and become good at. Not like the fastest in the world good, but just satisfyingly good. And this is by no means an impossible task. I mean, there are hundreds of how to speedrun videos out there on the internet. So why haven't I started? Well, the boring answer is I don't have enough time for speedrunning. And this is mostly because of the things I am currently doing with my life. Like becoming an electrician, maintaining a job, doing YouTube, hanging out with my friends and family, and also relaxing by myself. All of these things take up time, an essential topic when we talk about speedrunning. Because without spending a great deal of time learning the ins and outs of a certain game, you will never really be able to learn how to speedrun that game. Or maybe not entirely. Because the game I want to talk about today is a game that doesn't require the same amount of time in order to learn how to speedrun it. That game is Bloodthief. Before I start talking about this game, I quickly want to warn you that this game does contain spoilers for the entire game of Bloodthief. So if you want to experience this game for yourself before you watch this video, then click on the link in the description, where you will be transported over to the developer's YouTube channel, where you can then download the game through one of his videos. Or just go on Steam and search for Bloodthief. It's a free game, so go for it. Now, if I had to explain the entirety of Bloodthief using one word, it would be the word complex. That's right, not speed, agility, trial and error or bugs, but complex. To better understand this, I should probably talk about what you do in Bloodthief. To put it simply, you are a medieval knight who's trying to speedrun through the world of Bloodthief for something. The game is not out yet, so bear with me here. You do all of this by parkouring your way through levels where you in each level have the ability to unlock new things. Like new weapons, medals, and the ability to race against others. The main mechanic that you are introduced to at the very beginning of the game is the blood meter, which is basically your stamina meter that allows you to do all of these insane jumps and slides. And for the most part, that's all you can do in the game as it currently is. But what is it then that makes Bloodthief complex? Well, to answer that question, we need to take a look at speed, and more specifically, now, if you follow the devlogs Blakis have made on his game, then you also know that this game is not meant to be played at a slow pace. This is primarily due to the enemies attacking in such a way that it becomes very difficult to kill them if you are attacking while walking. And I think that this is a very good and unique way to promote fast-paced gameplay, especially if we also take the level design into consideration. Now, the level design is of course centered and built around going fast, otherwise it could not function as a fast-paced game. But instead of the levels being big and open with a bunch of ways to get to the end, you for the most part follow a linear path to the goal. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some alternate ways to explore all of the levels, but you are trapped with either one or two ways to complete that level. But this is not necessarily a bad thing, because this means that the developer can create unique interactions with the level design that you have to see or go through in order to progress. Basically giving the developer the opportunity to make an interaction like this one. And this moment just now only works and feels this intense because of how fast you are going. But is speed all there is to this game? Remember when I mentioned the alternate ways to explore the different levels? Well, that's what the next part of the video is about. Because in order to find and unlock everything that is currently available in the game, you have to slow down. Now the reason that you have to do this is so you have the ability to take a look around and figure out where all of the collectibles are hiding. Because you will miss them if you are simply following the main route and completing it as fast as possible. Now the things you can find throughout the levels include stuff like temporary upgrades, weapon pieces and eyeballs. The temporary upgrades are what the name suggests. A temporary speed boost or airtime are some of the things you can encounter. And these upgrades are mostly there for the fun aspect than actually being useful. Unless you learn how to speedrun with them. And it's kind of the same thing with the weapon pieces you can find. Where upon collecting 2 matching pieces you get a new weapon with some sort of status effect. Like getting more blood whenever you kill an enemy or having a bit more airtime. Now the weapons I can actually see being really useful for optimizing certain parts of a level. But the most useful and at the same time useless collectible is the eyeballs. Now the reason I say this is because of what you unlock after collecting 1 or 2 eyeballs in a level. Yes, there is 2 eyeballs in every single level. The thing you unlock for finding 1 eyeball in a level and inserting it into this statue thing is the ability to race against your own ghost. Now this is a really cool thing if you like beating your own time, but if not, then this is a pretty useless thing to go for. But if you're more into racing against others, then you are in luck. Because the ability to race against your friends and people online is unlocked after finding both eyeballs in a level. This is, in my opinion, a very fun way to include multiplayer into a single player game. Because with this you have the ability to learn or beat other people's routes without needing them to be there in real life. And it's also a great ability to have if you want to look at someone's run through a level in a third person perspective. Now to return to what I said at the beginning of the video about Bloodthief and the time it takes to learn how to speedrun it, I think that the game is easier to learn how to speedrun because of the ways you can break it. Now the developer warned it and made sure that the game contained as many broken and exploitable bugs as possible if he found them unique and skillful enough. Now that is not to say that you can just watch one person speedrun this game and then be able to do the same. What I'm saying is that Bloodthief is a very speedrun friendly game when it comes to learning how to speedrun it. Because you can score some very good times on these levels if you learn the basic moveset and then include some of these optimized moves. Because you don't need all of these game breaking bugs in order to be good at speedrunning this game. You just need to learn the simple level design and optimized moveset in order to get some of the best medals in the game. And I genuinely think that some people who hate speedrunning video games would be willing to give this game a try if someone explained to them how simple the controls are and how much there is to explore outside of the main route in each level. Now, will I ever see myself learning how to speedrun this game? Yes, absolutely. Will it be with the goal of becoming one of the fastest? No. But just seeing me jumping and sliding through a level to perfection without being close to world record pace is just fun and extremely rewarding to watch and show to others. And I think that you can do the same thing, because in Bloodthief, speed and agility is your best friend. And that makes it very easy to optimize and complete levels as fast as possible without looking like a slowpoke. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Now if I have said anything that you don't understand, then please leave a comment about it down below along with any ideas that you may have for my next video. Remember to leave a like and a sub, and until we meet again, bye bye.